Boys and girls, a big hello to you, and I am so excited. I have spent money this week, dear. I have spent just a tiny little bit of money. I'm so happy. Well, not this week, actually. It was last week. But we haven't had time to tell you about my latest gadgets, have we? My latest gadgets. Listen, I'm going to give you a clue. And those of you watching on YouTube, you won't have an unfair advantage, okay? Because you cannot see it. It is hidden. It is hidden behind my lovely Union Jack here on the door. Are you ready? Listen carefully. See if you can guess what my new gadget is. You ready? Ready? Listen. Oh, yeah. Can you hear it? Have you guessed yet? Have you guessed yet? Listen again. I'll tell you what, I've just noticed, I think there must be something wrong with the electrics in this house, because every time I did that, the lights flashed. Ready, listen. Oh, yes, you're right, I have a new Hoover. Yes, 1 minute. Oh, hang on, that's a brand name, isn't it, Hoover? Oh, we all know them as Hoovers. Don't be giving me all that, oh, you're giving them unfair advantage rubbish again, dear. But listen, yeah, right. I'm now going to... 1 minute, let me move my highly expensive chair out of the way. Someone said to me once, how much did your chair... It's a lovely chair I've got, a nice big leather chair, which sometimes, I have to admit, to sometimes sitting in this naked. It's quite a nice experience. Anyway, here is my new Hoover. Look at it. Oh, it's marvellous. It's marvellous. 1 minute, let me just unwrap the wire. And look, listen to it sucking away. Listen. Oh, my new Hoover. We love it, dear. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of having the plant on display behind me this evening, or today rather, we will display the new Hoover. There it is. Oh, hang on. There's a bit of water on there. Oh, I've got nothing to wipe it with. Oh, yes. Oh, what can I wipe? Yeah, 1 minute. Oh, look, it's that old... I've still got this old T-shirt. It's this old... what is it? Tea towel in here. With a hole in it. Do you think I need a new one? There's still years of life left in this tea towel. I'm telling you that now. People are too quick to throw things away. They really are. I reckon I've got a tea towel in front of me. It's a bit dirty. I actually think this is the T-shirt. This is the tea towel that I blew my nose on a couple of shows ago, and it's still in here. I need a cleaner. I'm not having cleaners in here, dear. Oh no, going through my belongings. We don't like that, dear. Who can I trust? Of course, I could trust you, couldn't I? Eh? If you were to do my hoovering and my cleaning, could I trust you? I could, couldn't I? I don't even need to ask the question. Don't even... So I think I might ask one of my nephews to get me a set of tea towels for Christmas. What do you reckon? Oh, hang on. Something's dropped off now. My mini mirror ball has dropped off. There we are. And now the microphone's... Oh, just a minute. It's all going wrong now. 1 minute. What have I done there? Something's not right there, is it? Is that right there? 1 minute. Oh, I think that's okay now. Things are going wrong. So, oh, there he is. I see the problem. 1 minute. The microphone in front of me is like suspended. Can I just look? Okay. It's like suspended on lots of little bits of elastic, and the reason for that is if I bang the desk, you can't really. I mean, you can hear it, but it doesn't vibrate the whole microphone. Anyway, I might get another couple of t-shirts. Not t-shirts, tea towels this year. Okay. Right now, let me just put my new Hoover on display in front of you. There we are. Oh, beautiful piece of equipment. My latest gadget. We like a new gadget. Just a minute. There we are. Oh, look at that. Oh, hang on. It's interfering with my mirror ball. Oh, my... Oh, look. Oh, yes. Unfortunately, what I didn't realise, had I rehearsed this earlier, I would have known that the Hoover is now in the way. And I can't get very close to you. Just a minute. I'll have to move it across. Can you? Is that all right like that? Is that okay? Is that on display? My Hoover on display? Yes, hang on a minute. There we are. and we're away. My new Hoover. Well, there is a story behind it, of course, as there always is. Now, regular listener, have I said hello yet? How rude of me. Greetings and a warm welcome along to you. My name is Chris Reardon, host of United Kingdom Talk, 3 times a week talk show, and you're very welcome. You indeed are. There is an email address. If you'd ever like to join in, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, and just before we carry on, apologies on the last programme. The video cut out after 20 minutes. This has happened before, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Basically, I'm sitting... Oh, I hate that word, basically, don't you? Basically, I'll use it again just to annoy you. I'm sitting here. On the left-hand side of me is a computer that records all the sound, okay, for the radio and podcast, right? On the right-hand side of me is another computer that records the sound and a video for the YouTube, Blip TV, Current TV, and what's the other one? Google Video, that some people watch. All right. Now, the one on the right, for some reason, now and again, the video just stops. I'm not sure if I knock the mouse or what. Now, there is a little indicator on there that says recording video. Okay. And when it stops, that indicator goes off. And really, all I've got to do really is keep now and again look over and check that it's recording. So apologies about that on the last show. You did miss the last where we only had 20 minutes, about 18, 20 minutes worth of video. But mind you, thank God for that with that hideous shirt I was wearing. Wasn't it awful? I wore this, it was like a blue and white checked, you know, the little checks that you get on tea towels. It looked like something that someone had made out of 3 or 4 tea towels. It was dreadful. And maybe my video was watching me and say, Chris, you look a bit of a twat with that on. Do you think that's what it was? Anyway, back to the Hoover. So there we are. My new Dyson Hoover. Okay. Now, what model is this? This is the... I don't know. It does have a mod. They've all got names now. I think it might be called the Animal. Yes, I think it might be called... The model might be called the Animal. So last week I was hoovering away. This is actually no, I lie. Just before I went to my sister's for my little visit, I was hoovering away and one of the wheels on the Hoover just disintegrated. Now, regular viewers and listeners to this program will know that the old Hoover was repaired several times over the last 8 years. And finally, I thought, disintegrated wheel, time for a new Hoover. Although I could have got a wheel. I suppose, really, I could have rung up, because Dyson are very good with the parts. It's a bit of a mismatch, really. My sister, she doesn't like them at all. She says they keep breaking down on her. With other Hoovers, I found it sometimes a little bit hard to get parts. However, with other Hoovers, parts don't seem to break. With Dyson, they're very easy to get the parts. Every part on the Dyson you can get if it breaks, but then they keep bits break. So it's a bit of a, which one do you want? So I have repaired on the old Dyson the what's that? The wand, the long thing. I replaced the tube. The plastic tube, that extends so that you can do stairs and all that business. The filters, of course, where you've got to replace those anyway. There was something, and the belt I replaced. So many times I did repair it, so I thought, no, time for a new Hoover. Go on, Chris. Treat yourself. Get that hand out of that pocket and get some money out, dear. So first of all, because my pockets are hermetically sealed so that money doesn't fall out as I walk around. Oh, dear me. I mean, when I go to the supermarket, I only take £2.50 with me. That's $5. See, the trouble is, the more you take, the more you spend it. And we don't like doing that. We don't like doing that, dear. But I thought, no, let's throw care to the wind. It's time for a new Hoover. So I want to do the right thing. Now, here in the UK, we now have some fairly strict guidelines about waste products and throwing things away, that sort of thing. Certain items have to be recycled. Electrical items is one of those things. So I want to do the right thing, okay? So number one, I load my old Dyson into my little Toyota Aygo car and off I go. Of course, it doesn't matter how careful you are. You always get dust in it. I should have put it in a black plastic bag or a carrier bag or something like that. So I loaded it into my car and off I went to the dump, to the public civil amenities dump. I drove my little car, no traffic, marvellous day. I got there and I could not believe it closed. How can a public dump be closed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday? And I found a sign up there. Open 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I thought you were having a laugh. How is that convenient for everyone? That's ridiculous. Now, I know the people that work during daytime hours. So I suppose it helps them, but it's no good to me, dear. I'm in bed at 4:30, ready for my night's work, dear. I like to have 3 hours in the afternoon. So I thought, well, what am I going to do now? Well, I thought, shall I leave it outside the dump, which you really are not allowed to do? That would be known as fly tipping. Very illegal, dear. And then I thought, no, because it will have a serial number on it. And these council boffins, dear, oh, it's dreadful. They would look up that serial number and trace it back to me. And I would be in serious trouble, lovies. I might have to do this programme from a prison. I wonder if they'd allow me to do that. If I was in prison, would I be able to do a prison? Yeah, Chris Reardon, you can just see it in the courtroom now. Maybe I'll get Judge Judy. Eh? Judge Judy, she can sit there like that. Okay, Mr. Reardon. This council says that, and she gives you that stern look that I love her. I love Judge Judy. She gives you that stern look with her have I got glasses in here? No, I haven't. And she takes her glasses down onto the end of her nose, doesn't she, like that? Mr. Reardon, this council says you have dumped your Hoover or your Dyson outside the local dump. Are you guilty for that? And then I would say, well, Judge Judy, I tried to dump it in there, but it was... No. She goes, no. She goes, doesn't she? No. She said, that wasn't the question. Did you dump the Hoover? Well, Judge Judy, because it was closed, I couldn't... No. Just answer the question. Did you dump that Hoover? Yes. Right. Okay. And council, is this right, that the dump wasn't open? Yes. Where else is he supposed to dump it then? And then she would dismiss the case. And I wouldn't have to pay anything. And the council would get all the damages. Yes. No, all the... Not the damages. The costs for wasting Judge Judy's time. Isn't it? Yes. Who is it? It's a liberty. That's what it is, dear. So that's it. So I couldn't leave the Hoover there and I couldn't dump it. So what is a boy to do? I then, with the Hoover in the car, thought, oh, well, I'll decide what to do with it later. But now I shall go and start searching high and low for a new vacuum... That's it, a vacuum cleaner. Not allowed to call it Hoover. A vacuum cleaner. Now, I have had 2 Dysons, okay? And I've been very happy with those, so I decided to get another Dyson. First of all, I went into, what was it now, in Curry's. I went into Curry's. They had 4, no, hang on, I had, I think, 6 Dysons on display, including the cylinder ones. Now, I didn't want a cylinder, oh, excuse me, a hiccup. I didn't want a cylinder one. I wanted a nice upright one, like what I've got here. Yes, listen, oh, let's just listen again. Oh, I think you could make a tune out of this, couldn't you? Eh? I wonder if I could play it along to my theme song. Now, let's try that, shall we? Let's play it along to my theme song, I think. Yeah, baby. Yeah, we love it. We could... So, I'm now looking at all these Dysons. I wanted the original Dyson. All I want to do, and it's not much to ask. All I want to do is hoover the house. Simply hoover the house. My God, they've got hoovers for this, they've got hoovers for that, they've got hoovers what do that. Isn't it difficult to buy a vacuum cleaner now? So eventually, after looking at these for about five minutes, this lad came along. Can I help you, sir? Now, usually, I hate that. If I'm going in a shop, please leave me alone. We like to browse. We like to browse, okay? He came over. Yes, sir, I'm interested in buying one of these Dysons. At that point, as soon as I said that, he looked a bit scared. I don't know why. Was it me or the Hoover he was scared at? That's the question. Perhaps, I mean, you don't know. Perhaps he is a listener or a viewer to this programme. United Kingdom Talk. Is that possible? So, he says, which one are you looking at? I said, well, I don't know. Do you have the DC01 original one? Because that's what I had before. Not the one last. The very first one was a DC01, simple to use. And we haven't got that one. He looked in his little... They get that book out, don't they? I think it's the same book. Whenever you ask the staff in Curry's a question... Oh, no, sorry. Curry's dot... Is it Curry's dot... I don't know what it's called, dear. Curry's. Whenever you ask them a question, they bring this little book out. And it doesn't matter what the question is, it's the same book. Have you noticed that? Huh? They bring this little book out, and it's like when you've actually purchased the item, okay? They say, would you like to buy an extended warranty? We've done this one before, I know. Would you like to buy an extended warranty? No. And then this book comes out, also, and they go, and the book comes out, and they open it, and they get a pen and say, oh, do you know how much this will cost if it needs repairing? I said, yes. And they're always shocked when you say yes. Well, why are you not interested in an extended warranty? Because I'm filthy rich and I'll just buy another one. Now go away. Well, I'm not filthy rich, but it puts them off anyway, you know. So, eventually I pointed one out to him. I said, can I have a look at this one? Now, I had, of course, already browsed all of them, right? And they looked blooming complicated, some of them. They really did. The way, like, you remove the tube to clean stairs and that sort of thing. They did look really complicated. In the end, I went for the one on the end. 100 and... I don't know. It was just a little bit less than £200, which you might think is a lot to spend on a vacuum cleaner. But as I say, I have found them of very good quality. The way they clean the place, okay? So I don't mind paying for quality. I don't like to be ripped off, as you know, but I don't mind paying for quality. So this boy, he's got this Hoover down, right? And I'm like, well, how does the tube come out? So he started filling. He didn't have a blooming clue. He really didn't. It was all I could tell. He was trying to, oh bless his heart, he was trying to look professional, right, by guessing how it worked. That's the trouble with these blooming places now, right? There's so many. I mean, I don't expect for one moment that they can keep up with the constantly changing technology. Other people would say, well, it's their job. There's so many products in these places now, and I think really you need to get someone who would be interested in the product. Now, my guess is this lad, he was about, I say lad, he wasn't that young, he was about 30. This lad, if it had been a computer or something to do with technology and that sort of MP3 player. He would have known all about it. But a Hoover hasn't got a clue. And anyway, he's trying to get this tube out. It was all very amusing, really. And I said, you haven't got a clue what you're doing, have you? He said, no. Eventually, we got this thing going, and I had a little go with it and pushed it along the floor. And I had a look. I said, all right then. I said, let's put it back together again. So we started trying to get these tubes back together. And it was just a dead loss. And in the end, I left him in the shop, still trying to put this Dyson back together again. I don't care what people say. You know, you could get the manufacturer, ring me up and saying it was easy. Well, if it was easy, why couldn't I do it? Don't give me all that. It's easy. Don't you hate that? You know when you can't do something and someone goes, oh, it's easy. Oh, it's easy. No, it isn't. Why couldn't I do it then? Me and the shop assistant could not put that Hoover back. Okay, I'm sure we got it back together in the end. And they say, well, read the instructions. Well, they're in double Dutch, aren't they? We don't know what they mean, those instructions. Anyway, eventually, so I left the shop. Thank you very much. I'll have a look elsewhere. Because I wanted a DCO one. DCO one is the original Dyson. And I know how it works and how simple it is. But the reason I went into Currys, there was a sign on the window, 25% off if you trade in your own vacuum cleaner. And I thought, well, I'll be able to get rid of my old one there, won't I? You see what I mean? Hand it in, take the new one, get rid of it, goodbye, gone. But unfortunately, due to the lack of knowledge by the sales assistant, and myself as well, I do include myself in that, we were unable to purchase the said item in Currys. From there, I got back in my little car, switched it on, and then looked back, and there it still was, the old Hoover. What is one to do with this old Hoover? Could I bury it? Could I perhaps disguise it? Could I perhaps go to someone's funeral and quietly lift the lid off the coffin, place it in there, put the lid back on, bury it with the body? No one would know any different, would they? Could be a way to get rid of your unwanted Dyson or any other Hoover. So I then went up to Argos, which is another shop here in the UK, just in case you're wondering. These are all shop names that I have been in. No, I tell a lie. Bless me, Suko, for I have sinned. I have told a lie. I then went to Bentl's. Now, Bentl's is a department store that we have here in Bracknell. There's also one in Kingston and one in Ealing here in the UK. Very good service. Whenever I've bought something from Bentl's, it has been absolutely the best service ever. The whole experience of purchasing the item, if it's delivered, it comes within a couple of hours. They give you a window of 2 hours, like 10 to 12 or 12 to 2, something like that. Fantastic. Hello, do you sell vacuum cleaners? Yes, they're over there, sir. Ah, where are the Dysons? I'm sorry, we don't do them. Oh, God, I thought there is a shop I can deal with, and they didn't have them. They don't sell them, dear. No Dysons in Bentl's. It's a liberty, that's what it is. So from there, I went to Argos. Now, Argos is like a catalogue shop, okay? You go in there, and there's all these catalogues everywhere. And usually, there's people there flicking through these books like there's no tomorrow, dear. I'm convinced that people just go in there and use it as a library. They sit there just reading all the products that are for sale. So I went in there, had a look through, and there I found a Dyson that I thought I could deal with. I looked at it, didn't look too complicated, and that's where I purchased my new Dyson, which is sitting next to me here. Listen to that suction power. Does your Hoover do? Go and get your Hoover out, right? Just go and get your Hoover now. Turn me up a little bit, okay? So that you can hear me continue. Turn it up, dear. Turn it up. Go and get your Hoover and see if it makes as loud a sucking noise as mine does. I bet it doesn't. Go on, go and get it. I'll wait. What do you mean it's upstairs? Well, go upstairs and get it then, dear. Don't be sitting there. Now, Joy and Acton, get up out of that settee and go and get your Hoover, dear. Or are you still on the carpet sweepers? I've got a feeling Joy hasn't got a Hoover. I reckon she's got a carpet sweeper. Who's got a carpet sweeper? My mum used to have one of those. Could never understand why she had a carpet sweeper. It's like this thing you push along. It's not electric. Oh, you can get electric ones now, I think. You push it along. Why would you have, and I could never understand, why would mum have a carpet sweeper and a Hoover? That's just greedy, isn't it? Joy, I bet you've got a carpet sweeper, have you, darling? We love it. We love these gadgets. We need more gadgets. Have you got your Hoover yet? Come on, hurry up and get your Hoover. Otherwise, we can't do the experiment together, can we? I'll continue the story while you're looking. So out comes this Hoover. I said, oh, I can't carry that all the way to the car. Can I meet you round the back door? I said to this boy. He said, I beg your pardon, sir. I said, I meant so that you can deliver the Dyson into my car. God's sake. He said, oh, I beg your pardon, sir. I don't know what was going through his mind when I said, can I meet you round the back door? Anyway, so that was agreed. I then went back to my car, drove round the back, and that was that. Met him out the back, you ring the little bell. Yes, sir. Come to collect my Hoover. It was a different boy. I got a feeling he sent another one down rather than come and say hello to me again. Do you think that's what it was? Was he a little bit nervous? Was he being scared of you, Christopher? You're not scared of me, are you? Was he scared? So this other boy downstairs, he brings down the Hoover. Thank you very much. Put it in the car. Now I have 2 Hoovers in my car. I have an old Dyson and I have a new Dyson. What is one to do with the old Dyson? And then, while I was standing there, because it's like an industrial area around the back of this shop, Argos, I thought, I've got to be careful how I say this. Come closer, come closer. I thought to myself, is there a skip around here somewhere? I looked carefully. I thought there must be a skip around here. You know, where you put all the rubbish. You couldn't find one for love of money, could you? Now, usually, you can find skips all over the place. Outside people's houses, outside shops. There wasn't I couldn't smell a skip from a mile off, dear. So now I've got 2 Hoovers in the car on my way back home. And I thought, what am I going to do? I can't dump the thing anywhere. You see, this is the thing with the councils as well. When it comes to rubbish, whether it's recycling or stuff that can't be recycled, you've got to make it easy for people to get rid of it. Opening the dump between 5 and 8 p.m. during the week and Saturday mornings, and I don't know about Sunday mornings, is not good enough. In my case, they're lucky, because I'm not the sort of person that would dump stuff everywhere. Certainly not stuff with serial numbers, but even if it was a bag of just household refuse, I would not dump it. Now, here in the UK, as many councils and that are getting very, very funny with their waste. They go through people's bins and they look for either genuine mistakes or things that shouldn't be in your bin, and then they fine the person, okay? They fine the householder who's put the wrong item in a bin. And I was just talking to someone on the internet this week, and that has happened. He put something wrong in his bin, and they fined him £100, which is outrageous. The thing is, what is going to happen, okay? Because they were also talking about pay by some of the councils were talking about charging people for the amount they chuck away. Don't these councils realise that people will start dumping their rubbish all over the place? It's bad enough here in the UK. Now, there are certain areas that are full of rubbish. Certain areas, certainly of London, you see in the streets the rubbish everywhere. And that is going to get worse. And I don't think the councils realise this. Or they do realise it and think, well, that's the way it is. It's ridiculous. You can't charge people for the amount of rubbish they chuck away, because what will happen is that they will just put it, if it's stuff that can't be traced back to them. I mean, not everyone's clever, you see. The stupid people will put things like letters with their address on or phone number, and they will dump that anywhere. And of course, this can all be traced back. Those people that have got an ounce of intelligence, more than 2 brain cells, like me, will realise that you would only dump stuff that, like household refuse, like milk cartons or food wrappers or newspapers. If you were charging for rubbish to be collected, wouldn't you just be that little bit tempted to fill up a couple of old carrier bags with your household reference and dump it anywhere? I've got to say, I wouldn't. I walk round my house twice a week picking up sweet wrappers and crisp packets and cans of lager. I hate it. I just don't understand why people can dump rubbish. Well, I can. I mean, in a way, if they were to bring in these charges, I can understand why they would dump rubbish. This will, but make no bones about it, this will happen. This will absolutely happen if they start charging for rubbish. Anyway, so we move off the subject, as we sometimes do. Back to this. So now I'm back home. I have my new Dyson in a box, and next to it, the old Dyson that is laying down dead in the back of my car. I mean, the neighbours must have thought I was dumping bodies. They really must. I'm expecting the police any day to arrive now and start digging up the garden looking for dead hoovers. So I got out the old Dyson from the car, and I got back to my front door and I thought, what am I going to do with this? And I thought, there's only one thing for it. And I smashed it up and I put it in the bin, which I don't think you're supposed to do. But what am I going to do with the thing? And it's just so ridiculous. I wanted to do the right thing. I took it all the way down the dump. That was closed. No one else wanted it. There was nowhere to put it. What are you supposed to do with these things? However, it's gone now. The binman kindly must have taken it away. And here we have my brand new Dyson. So I'm happy. All right, so there we are. So I bought that this week. That's one thing. Another thing I bought this week, and I really am now living in a land of luxury. As you know, it's very cold to get into bed in the winter, isn't it? And I have sheets that are like very smooth cotton sheets, all right? And it was very cold to get into bed, unless I put the electric blanket on. But it seems a bit mad putting on the electric blanket every night. And then I got to thinking, I'm sure my mum had different sheets for the winter. And sure enough, I was down the shopping, Bracknell shopping centre the other day, and I noticed one of my favourite little signs in a shop window. Sale, closing down, everything must go. Oh, I thought you're talking my language now, my love. So I went in there and I went to the lady on the till, very nice lady, she had her glasses on. Excuse me, I said. I get very cold at night in my very with my smooth sheets. Is there another type of sheet? She said, you must mean the flanelette ones. I said, do I? She said, I think so. She says, if you have a look over there, she says, you might find one or two left. There's not much left now because we're closing down soon. Okay, I says. So I went over there and very quickly I located the flanelette sheets, dear. King size. This gets better. I've got a bargain. Chris has got a bargain. I picked up a white one, king size, fitted sheet, dear. Sale, £9. Now, the sheet was in, like, cellophane wrapper. And I noticed the side of the cellophane wrapper was torn and there was a little black mark, a little bit of dirt on the sheet. I thought that must be why it's £9. Because then I went back to look for some. I thought I'll buy two at that price, dear. £9, dear. What's that, about 8? Well, it's not 2 to 1 now. It's probably about £9. I don't know how much that is in dollars. What is that? It'll be about $1.80, I think. American. And I went back and I found another one. Now, this wasn't a fitted sheet. It was just a flat, king-size sheet. That was £11. And it was a lovely colour, lilac. How camp is that? A lilac sheet on Chris's little bed. But they felt... How do they feel? Flanelette sheet. A little bit like felt, you know? Or almost a little bit like felt. So I went to the checkout. I said, did you find them? She says. I said, yes, thank you. I've got these two ones here. She said, okay then. So she put the lilac one through, £11. Tick, tick, cling. And the other one she picked up and she says, oh, this one's got a hole and a bit of dirt on it. I can do that for you half price. I said, oh. I said, how much is that one then? She says, let me see. Well, it's £9, £4.50. £4.50, dear! 2 sheets for £15. That's good, isn't it, eh? 2 great big sheets. So happy, 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 happy. So I got home and I immediately changed my smooth cotton sheets for a flanelette one. And let me tell you, that afternoon when I got into bed for my afternoon nap at 4 o'clock, it was warm and cosy. So I am living the life of luxury. There we are. So they're my 2 items that I bought this week. Oh, the luxury of flanelette sheets. Have you got flanelette sheets? Have you? What about the people in New York? In New York, in the US of A. Do you have flanelette sheets there? Because it's cold there. You have the same weather as us at the moment. I mean, it's got a bit cold here, to be honest. But don't worry. The heating has not yet gone on. Do not worry. Right, now we better get to these emails, I think. There was something else I was going to tell you. What was it? We still haven't got time to tell you anymore. But I tell you what. Let me just finish off the visit to my sisters recently. We got as far as Tuesday. So on Wednesday was the day I was going home anyway. So I walked. I got up in the morning, Wednesday morning, and I thought I'd take one of my sister's dogs out for a walk. So I rang her out. She was at work. She does looks after elderly people. Goes around and does shopping for them and cleans the house. That's what my sister does. And sometimes I think she gives them washes and that sort of thing as well. So it's a very good, very, very important job she does. And I said, I'm going to take one of the dogs for a walk over the forest. Which one should I take? She said, take Duchess. Now, Duchess is one of the big Labradors. Not the biggest one. The big black Labrador she's got. So I said, okay. She said she will pull a bit. Okay. So I took her out and... oh, she didn't half pull that lead, dear. Tug, tug, tug all the time. Took her over to the forest. And we're walking along now. She was pulling me along. As soon as she saw me in the house get this lead out of the cupboard, she was all over me. Row, row, row. So excited she was going for a walk. So I took her out to the forest and we went there and she was really pulling along. So I rang up my sister. I said, she didn't half pull this lead. She says, where are you? I said, in the forest. Oh, she said, that's all right. Let her off the lead. She'll be fine. She'll come back if you call her. I said, are you sure? Because I get very worried about that. You know, I wouldn't want to lose one of my sister's lovely dogs. And she said, yeah, she'll be fine. So I took her off the lead. Immediately she ran off. And she looked happy enough. But as I walked along, she would run back and then run off again. And if I called her, she'd run back. So that was lovely. And do you know what? I really, really enjoyed that. If you look at this show's main... If you go to the main website for this show, now you'll find that at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the main website for this show. Then you will see a picture of the said dog, Duchess, and myself. And that picture was taken in the forest while we were going for a walk. Now, you'll want the show dated the 25th of November, okay? Tuesday the 25th of November. Go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, look at the show that says Tuesday the 25th of November. I think it's the 25th. 1 minute, let me check. Yeah, that's the one. Tuesday the 25th of November. And then you should see a little picture of Duchess and myself in the forest, all right? And I really enjoyed that. And I thought, how lovely it must be to have a dog and to take it for walks like that. And it wasn't a particularly nice day. It was it wasn't pouring down with rain. Just a very, very light, like a mist or a very light drizzle. Yeah, that's it. It was a drizzle coming down. But really had a good time running after the dog and all that. Then went back to her house. I think I don't think we did anything else. And then I came back home at night. So there we are. At last, we complete the story of the recent visit to my sister. Okay, right, on to the emails. Now we've got something very important. Let me just find me a bit of music here. 1 second. Where's my bit of music? Oh dear. I can't. Oh, I know, I'm on the wrong thing. 1 minute. 1 minute now, my darlings. I'll be with you in a second. There it is. There it is. Right, now we've got a very, very important announcement to make today, boys and girls, because it is a young man's birthday, isn't it? Tim is 9 years old. So here we are. Look at this. Got an email here from your mum, Louise. Hi, Chris. How are you doing? Hope everything is going okay. I know it's a bit late, but wondering if you could sing Happy Birthday to my son sometime soon. Tim will be 9 on Sunday the 23rd of November, so we're 2 days... I'm sorry, Tim. Please forgive me. We are 2 days late, Tim. All right, so 9 years old, and they're both in Andover. So come closer to the screen, Tim. Here we go. We're going to sing for you. And Mother... Louise, come on, you can join in as well, dear. Don't just stand there. And I know you've got your hoovers ready. We're going to do that in a minute, all right? I haven't forgotten that. Well, I did actually. I had forgotten that. But it's just come back into my mind again. Let me... Hoover, we'll try the Hoover thing in a minute. Louise, have you got your Hoover standing by? Right, here we go. Ready? You ready, Tim? Join in with me, Louise. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tim, 9 years old. Happy birthday to you. Yes! All right, Tim, happy birthday, my friend. What presents did you get? Are you able to use a computer yet? You need to email me and tell me what presents you got. Have you got my email address? It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, Tim? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I think when I was 9 years old, what did I get? I think it might have got a bike that year. A bike, yes. I can't remember now. What did you get, Tim? Anything nice? Anything small? Perhaps small things? Eh? What did you get? Let me know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, Tim, happy birthday, my son. Right, now, are you ready with all your hoovers, everyone? Now, I want you to listen to this carefully and tell me, does your hoover pack as much punch as this one? Listen. Right, now try yours out. Go on, try yours out. Well, what's it like? Well, I'll do it for you once more and that's it. And then we're going to leave the hoover alone then. Huh? Now try yours. How's it sounding? A little bit weedy, is it, eh? Not quite the big Butch Dyson that I have next to me now. Nothing can ever happen to me now. Now that I have my big Butch Dyson. How's your little weedy hoover, is it? It's all going little tiny little squeaking noises that it's made. It's not as good as mine, is it, eh? If you think your hoover sucks more than mine, write in now and let me know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right? Oh, I'm being particularly naughty today, I think, aren't I? Got to say hello to someone who's written for the first time, and she sent a lovely card in via post. There is a postal address to the show as well. This is an image of North Wales. It's very beautiful indeed. Somewhere I've never been to North Wales. And she says, "Hi Chris, hope you're keeping well. I've been listening to you via satellite for some weeks now." Yes, you can always, if you are here in the UK, you can catch the show on Sky Channel 0195, okay? And that's on, let me think now. Tuesdays at, I might get this wrong now. I think it's Tuesdays at 10 or 11 o'clock. Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. And Thursdays at 9 o'clock. I know it's definitely Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. And Thursdays at 9 o'clock. I think Tuesday is also 11 o'clock, okay? So I think Tuesday 11, Wednesday 11, and Thursday 9. Okay, that's so you can hear the show on Sky 0195 on those days. It's exactly the same as the show that you download on the podcast or indeed listen to on an internet station. Okay, just to let you know. She says, "I've been listening to you on the satellite for some weeks now, and it's like keeping up with news of an old friend that I've never met." Well, that's the thing, you see, Kath. We are all friends here. It's one big happy family, dear. It really is. I was wondering if there was a chance you could send me a photo of yourself so that I can put a face to a voice that has become so familiar to me. Ooh, are you sure you want that? The trouble is, Kath, when you start sending people pictures, people that have never seen me, and you send, I think if I was to send a picture, I think you'd be disappointed, lovey. I do think you'd be disappointed. However, I shall do my best. Now, I don't actually have a photograph of me, really. Most of them are all online now. I don't really print anything off. Now, I've got my colour printer there, but I haven't had the thing on now for a couple of years. So I shall do my best to get a photo to you at some point, my darling, okay? I think I can take in... Can I take in a digital photo to a photo shop, I think, and I think I can get one printed out like that. So I'll do that for you, Kath, in North Wales. Oh, I actually went out with someone who lived in Newport. That's not North Wales, that's South Wales, isn't it? Newport. What a rough there. Blimey, it's rough, isn't it, eh? Newport, terrible place. Although they had a lovely park there that I went to. Really, a park, and it was on a steep hill. Lovely place it was. Newport. Kath says, "You seem to have made many friends over the airwaves. Regards and best wishes from Kath." And she says, "P.S. Looking forward to listening to you next Tuesday," which is indeed the show that you're listening to now, I know, Kath. So thank you for that, Kath. And a lovely, lovely picture there of North Wales. Beautiful indeed. Thank you, Kath. And I shall get a picture on the way to you as soon as I can. All right, my darling? Hello to Joe from AmericanTalkUSA.com, who says, hello, we were talking about people who shave their legs and do certain people shave their legs and other people don't, and who does and who doesn't. Well, Joe says Amy does in fact shaves. He also says, thanks for singing Happy Birthday. Bing Crosby, because I was trying to think of a name, you see. I was trying to think of someone's name. Bing Crosby was the crooner I was talking about in the 20th century. And Joe also says that I vote Chris Reardon crooner of the 21st century. Take that, Carl from Yorkshire. Yes. You see, he thinks I'm a crooner. Joe, 62 model. Yes, just wee bit older than you. Yeah, Joe, just a touch older than me. Thank you, Joe. And your dear wife wrote in as well. Where is it? Here it is. Amy, it's Amy. She says, hi, Chris. No, no, and no. I do not use hair removal cream. We talked about that, weren't we? Who uses hair removal cream? Well, apparently not Amy. She says, honestly, I can't stand the smell. Yes, that is the one thing, isn't it? I have noticed that. Hair removal. What is that? What is the brand I had trying to get the hairs out of my ears? I can't remember now. Imac, that's it. It is the most vile smell. Why is it they can't put something in that to make it smell nice? A nice bit of lavender or orange. I like the smell of oranges. She says, just think of the chemicals that are used. I have very, very sensitive... Are you sensitive? She has very sensitive skin, and I find the cream to be very harsh. I might have used it some years ago, and it somehow got on Joe's pillow. That's how all his hair fell out. Oh, how cruel you are, Amy, how cruel you are. Shh, don't tell him it was me, she says. I use a good old-fashioned razor to shave with. And yes, I shave my underarms too. I think most women in America shave their underarms, but maybe it's just a personal preference. What about women in England? I wouldn't know, would I, dear? I don't know if my sister shaves. I'll ask her. Is it common for women to shave their underarms? My mum used. I think my mum used to. I'm not sure. I also wonder how environmentally safe hair removal creams are because of the chemicals used. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, what's happening when I wash it down that plug hole? What's happening to my drains, dear? Joe had a great birthday. Thanks for singing to him. You're so kind. Have a great day. Amy in Tennessee, USA. Thank you, Amy. Who does not... Now we know. Amy does not use hair removal cream. Thank you, Amy. Onward we go. Look, we're running out of time here again, aren't we, as always? Dear me. Hello to Deck. It's our friend Deck. He's up north in Scotland. He says, now, here's the question we ask you, Chris. Do you wax your legs or any part of your body? Keep up the good work from Deck. No, I don't. I have got hairless legs, right? I'll tell you what. Now, it's a shame. If you're listening... You'll just have to believe me. But if you're watching, here comes the proof. I have hairless legs. Right, hang on. Right, hang on. I'm going to stand up here now. 1 minute. I just happen to have a stool here with me. 1 minute. I'm going to show you my legs now. Don't look at the trousers, okay? Because I do look a bit trampish today. Look, there's one of my legs is there. Coming towards the camera now. Oh, yeah, look. No hairs. Nothing. Not a thing. Just good, solid, masculine legs. There we are. No hairs. A couple of varicose veins, that's about all. Right, can I get back down now, thank you? Ugh. The things I do in here, innit, eh? Oh, thank you, Deck. Nice to hear from you, sir. No hairs on my legs and no waxing. Oh, dear. And it must be awful. Put that strip of stuff and then pull it off quickly and all the hairs. Oh, not nice. We are running out of time. Can I just apologise? There's no way I'm going to get through many more of these emails. I've got quite a few emails here waiting. I will, of course, pick up on the next show, okay? So apologies if you've sent in an email and it hasn't come up yet. It will do eventually. Sometimes it takes a little while, which I do apologise for. Hello to my friend Nicholas Pandolfi. He's a real radio person, not a pretend one like me. He's a real radio person and someone I worked with on Liberty Radio in London many years ago. Went off air years ago when these other people took it over. Nicholas says, hello, I was fine until one Christmas. We're talking about hairs again. I received a nasal hair clipper. And from that day on, I have been a slave to it. My ears seem to have escaped so far, but enjoyed your talk on the furry ear problem. Oh, yeah, well, the thing is, Nicholas, I think the problem has been made a lot worse by removing those first few hairs. I do believe if you remove the hairs that are there, they come back with a vengeance, don't they? Eh? It was honestly like fur growing out of my ears the other day. But don't worry, little bit of imab gently placed on the end of the ear with the cotton bud, and they all came out. I'm sorry, Amy, but if it's a case of the environment or my ear hairs come first, dear. All right. Hope you're well. And it was nice to see the show last week that you dedicated to your mum. Oh, yes, absolutely. Got to dedicate a show to my mum. He says, if you still speak to Joy in Acton, please say sorry I haven't rung her, but I lost my contacts. Well, I've passed on the number, and I know Nicholas has rung you now, Joy, hasn't he? All right? So there we are, and that's it. I think we're out of time, boys and girls. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I was going to give you the postal address as well now, but I think we have run right out of time. Finally, a quick email here from Lisa in Wandsworth in London, who says, I also love Asda, so I hope you've been. Nice. Thanks a lot, Lisa. I'll see you on the next show. From myself, Chris Reardon, thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.